just have to do it. Otherwise, it's like knowing the biggest secret in the world and not telling anybody. No. Once we have seen the Lord, each in our own way, we share that story with others. April 3rd, 1999 probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it is a day that will be forever etched in the back of my mind. My mom and dad lived in California. I received a call from my dad. I think it was late in the afternoon, early in the evening. Dad, without any introduction or anything else, said, "Your mother died." That was my dad. He was a pretty straightforward guy. Sugarcoating was not anything he had ever learned or practiced. He just stated things like they were. I answered the phone and my dad said, "Your mother died." I was prepared in some ways, but you can never be prepared fully. My mother had been in a nursing home for years. She wasn't well. It was a painful existence. It was soul-wrenching for me. But I was shocked and saddened beyond words. Tears came to my eyes and I handed the phone to Mary to complete the conversation with my dad. After I hung up the phone and gasped for breath, I suddenly realized tomorrow was Easter Sunday. It's Saturday night. It's the evening before the biggest Sunday of the church year. I knew the church would be packed. We'd planned beautiful services. We had an Easter sunrise breakfast. Hundreds of people were coming to the service. A great sense of joy. But I wasn't feeling joy. I was still like Mary at the empty tomb, shocked and saddened and crying. There was no way I could call a colleague that late in the day and get someone to fill in for me on the biggest Sunday of the year. I knew that a number of our members would have volunteered to run services for me and to speak, but how do you ask a layperson who's not prepared ahead of time to write a sermon on Easter Sunday? I couldn't do that. One thing my dad did teach me is never back up to the pay window. Earn your money. I knew I had to come. I knew I had to step up. I knew I had to overcome my own tears and my own wrenching sorrow to provide a service of joy. I showed up early that morning to lead services. I'm here to tell you, people were wonderfully supportive and thoughtful. But every time I tried to talk to somebody, I started crying. I couldn't do that. So I locked myself back in my office. Mary stood guard at the door to make sure people didn't bang on the door. "Where's Bob? Where's Bob?" I stayed in the office, and when the time came that I needed to be in here and up front and ready to do my job, I did it. I got to thinking back about that day, and I wondered, how in the world did I pull that off? Here's what I realized. I didn't pull it off by my own strength. No way. I didn't have any strength that day. I didn't pull it off by the love and support of my friends, though it was here. That didn't enable me to lead a service of joy and proclamation of faith. I didn't do it because I had unwrapped one or two thoughts in the tinsel paper of theology. That's an interesting phrase, the tinsel paper of theology. No. I didn't pull it off because of the knowledge of the Bible that I had or didn't have. No. I pulled it off because I had seen the risen Lord with my own eyes, just like Mary. The source of my strength, the root of my faith, the reason that brings us here today is we have seen the empty tomb with our own eyes. We've heard the voice of the Lord in our own ears, and we've experienced the joy of faith in our own heart and soul. That's the greatest story ever told. Mary Magdalene went to the disciples with the news, "I've seen the Lord." And she told them the things that he had said to her. Happy Easter, my friends. Happy Easter. And I hope you can say, "I have seen the Lord with my own eyes." God bless you. Let us close our service with now a benediction. I will invite you, although you're at home and there's no coming down the aisle kind of thing, but if you're at home and the Lord has touched your heart, or you feel a deeper sense of the presence of the Lord in your life, take a moment and recommit yourself, rededicate yourself, or make your own confession of faith to Jesus Christ. The only one that it really matters to in the end is the Lord, and he's there with you. Let us now close with a benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. The Lord be gracious unto you both now and forevermore. Amen.